Good morning. I just wanted to talk about the importance of prayer, just to try and stir us up to continue seeking God in prayer. Sorry about my hair. I know I'm looking a little bit looking a bit questionable, but it's just woke up. And just had like a prayer call with my church, and it was the first I was leading it, and it was the first time I'd logged on for quite some time. Start at 5 a.m., finish at 6, and just felt the presence of God. I felt the power of God really strongly, and I know it's in God's heart for us to wake up early and to seek Him first thing in the morning. But knowing that and applying that and ensuring that we wake up every morning is very difficult, but it's very, very important in developing our relationship with God. It's very, very important in ensuring that we remain productive for God. And you look at it throughout the whole Bible, you look at people like Abraham or Jacob. David spoke about it plenty of times about how he would wake up early in the morning to seek God. And I found that when we seek God first thing in the morning, then the rest of our day is not only more productive, but you also find that God is with you for the rest of the day. And it's not like God hasn't been with you before, but sometimes you may not actually feel that God is with you. And I think that what we're doing when we are seeking God in the morning is that we are preparing the way for Him to clear all of our enemies, our spiritual enemies, and when we seek Him first thing in the spirit realm, because we know that the spirit realm is the causal realm. So whatever we do, firstly in the spirit realm, is what actually influences and determines what takes place in the natural world. And that's why even Jesus Christ said that your kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven. Some people call it as above, so below. So the idea is that by altering or by tampering or by transforming, alternatively, the spirit realm, then there's always going to be a correspondence. There's always going to be something that changes, that takes place in the natural realm. So what we do is we seek God in prayer. When we're seeking God in prayer, when we're speaking in tongues, when we're making decrees, when we're making requests, when we go to the courts of heaven to beseech the intercession of God, then what we're doing is we're entering into the spiritual realm, and then what happens is God makes a shift. God changes something, and then this filters down into the natural realm. So many of us were waiting for breakthrough, and we're trying to break through via natural means. And what God is saying is, come to me, come to the spirit realm, and then things will change. Remember Jesus Christ. There was that. There was a guy. He was on a mountain with John, James, and Peter, and he was praying, and he was transfigured before them. And then they came down from the mountain, and then there was a guy that had the spirit of suicide. It was just, the spirit was trying to get the guy to go into a fire, and then to also to drown him. And then the father came up to Christ and said that we've asked your disciples to help us cast out this devil, but it wasn't possible. And then Jesus Christ rebuked the spirit, and immediately the spirit came out. And obviously people are shocked because the other guys were just like laying hands, speaking in tongues, doing all of these things, and nothing was taking place. But Jesus Christ comes down from the mountain straight away. He just rebukes the demon, and the demon comes out. So the disciples, they're a bit confused. They ask him, say, okay, Lord, how come you managed to do it so easily? And it took us like, years. In fact, we were just there, and none of it was even effective, all of those things we were trying. And then Christ was like, this kind does not come out but through prayer and through fasting. So prayer and fasting are spiritual things. They're not physical things. But when you pray and when you're fasting and you combine the two, then what you're doing is that you're affecting the spiritual realm. You're affecting the causal realm. And then there's always going to be something that takes place in the natural world as a result of what you do in the spiritual realm. So waking up first thing in the morning, it really sets you for the rest of the day. The first thing you do is you go into the spirit realm through your speaking in tongues, through praying, through worship. Then there's gonna be fruit, and there's gonna be an overflow. in your life for the rest of the day. So let's try and develop time. How can we do that? Number one, set your alarm clock. I think that's pretty bait. One thing that I do sometimes, I put the alarm clock away from my bed so it forces me to leave. When you wake up, I would say maybe wash your face, maybe go into the shower straight away, get yourself a coffee, force yourself to get up. Disciple yourself, disciple your flesh. That's what being a disciple is, being disciplined. And we know that the most people in the world who are successful, CEOs, politicians, what do? They wake up early and they devote some time to reading. So that's one thing we should do when we wake up as well early. Spend some time in your word. Number two, I would say become accountable. If you're finding number one difficult, maybe get a prayer partner who can phone you. You're going to feel more accountable when it's somebody who's calling you at 5 a.m. and telling you get up. Somebody who you know already is who is always or who has already developed this lifestyle of prayer. Number three, you can you can you can make it your main target, make it your main goal, pray to God about it. And I think the more that you remain focused on this goal, then the more you'll be convicted whenever you ensure or whenever you don't wake up at that set time. So don't just be casual about it. Make it actually something that you want to become devoted to, and God will help you in Jesus' name.